Hey guys, it's me. So I am now about 2 weeks into Codecademy after switching over from the Treehouse Techdegree program. I did it mainly for time. I don't have enough time to do the Treehouse Techdegree, although I did like it when I was able to devote enough time to it. So with that being said, I have my top 3 pros and my top 3 cons for Codecademy, or more specifically going from Treehouse to Codecademy. So with that first one being for Codecademy for the pros, I really enjoy all the projects that they have you do. So after the end of each learning module, you have a project. So it'll be like a 15-step project to where you're adding a table to a website. And after you have everything done, then you run it and then make sure everything looks good and all that. So I really do enjoy that. I feel like it helps solidify what you just learned and all that. So I do really like that. Treehouse didn't have anything like that. They kind of really just focused on that first project that you learn in the very beginning, which ends up kind of being like the first real project. But there's no like mini projects. I guess maybe there is a couple, but they're definitely not as interesting, if that makes sense. The second pro that I have is that I feel like I'm learning more. So I'm about 3% into the web development program on Codecademy, and I just recently learned how to do a table in HTML. I never learned how to do that in the Treehouse Techdegree program, even though I went through all of HTML basics and like HTML concepts and all that kind of stuff. So I thought that was a little odd that I never learned how to do a table. Something so simple seems like it should be, a basic thing. With that being said, again, I don't know if there's a way to use tables in CSS. Like I don't know if you normally make tables in HTML and then you kind of style them in CSS. But that's beside the point. I never learned how to do that with Treehouse, so I thought it was very interesting that I learned how to do it so early on in the web development program for Codecademy Pro. And the third pro that I have for Codecademy is that they have a frequently asked questions page. So originally I had said that they have the way that the website is set up, the web app for Codecademy versus the mobile app, is that it's kind of split into 3. So on that first screen, you have all the directions and everything that you read through and the steps to what you're doing. That middle screen is your text editor. And then that third screen is like the local drive, like website that you're building that you can refresh and everything. But on that first screen at the bottom, there's frequently asked questions. So for example, it would be like, I'm looking at this one, are there differences between name and ID? And then you can click that and you can see what people have said. And it's nice because people explain it in a different way that maybe helps you a little bit more, which is really, really nice. And then here's one that's not really a pro or a con. I guess it's a con for both Treehouse and Codecademy, but there's no local time. So I signed up for the Codecademy like 30-day coding challenge, and I missed a day because I'm not sure where they're headquartered, but where I live, I signed on at like 8 p.m. I think, and it was already the next day, so I didn't get credit for that. I know that's something so small, but when you're trying to do something like a code challenge, it's kind of ridiculous that you have to, I got to get on before this time because it's tomorrow in, I don't know, New York City or wherever they might be. So I thought, but that's the same with Codecademy and Treehouse. They're both like that. There's no changing your time zone in Codecademy. I just looked, and as far as I know, at least when I was doing Treehouse, there was no way to do it. Anyways, a small thing, whatever. So now moving on to the cons for Codecademy compared to Treehouse is, I think the biggest con is that there is no Slack channel for Codecademy Pro users. I really felt that was helpful with the Treehouse Techdegree, and I get Codecademy Pro is far cheaper than Treehouse Techdegree, so I get it, you're also paying for that Slack channel and everything. but having the Slack channel and being able to talk to other like tech degree students and the moderators and all those people was really, really helpful for questions and for people reviewing your projects and stuff and giving you feedback. It was really nice, and yeah, I just really liked having that Slack channel and being part of that community, even if it's just to ask a question or if it's to, ask someone how their day is. It really helps you learn and love that culture and everything. So I do really miss that. The other con that I have is that the app for Codecademy, it drives me nuts. It's a very well-designed app. However, the things that you're working on the desktop version do not match what you're working on in the app. And if I'm doing that wrong and someone knows and someone's a pro at Codecademy Pro, please let me know. But I cannot get it to match the things that I'm working on the desktop. So I really don't even use the app, which is such a shame because I was so excited for it the last video. Just because I feel like it's Groundhog Day on the app. Like I go through certain concepts and everything in review, and then I, take the little test. It'll be like a 5-10 question test. And then I just kind of feel like it circles back to do that same thing, but maybe phrased a little bit differently. So I don't want to say it's useless, but I don't have any use for it. Which again, I'm so bummed that didn't end up working out, because that would have been really helpful, especially on a, with all the time restraints that I have, to be able to do that on my phone. But no big deal. I guess the last con that I have is I guess this is a really small one. It's not really a big deal at all. It's just kind of more of an annoyance, but it definitely wouldn't make me stop with Codecademy Pro. The community forums queue questions that I was talking about in the pros, there's so much opportunity for you to just like click that little down arrow and then have it just drop down and answer the question right there. However, but it opens up another window, and then you just kind of get lost in everything, and you're just like, okay, well, kind of lose your train of thought because you have to go to the other window and everything, and then you're scrolling through. It would be nice if they just had one highlighted answer that had like maybe the most upvotes on that community forums at the bottom of the main page. Like I said, no big deal. I'm just complaining about that, and I probably just needed another con for that. So all in all, I do enjoy Codecademy Pro. I am going to continue with it. I do really want to learn web development. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, let me know. Until then, bye.